Well, this is the typical construction standards that you might find in a slightly more rural area in China. If you take a look, this is a spiral staircase that has been installed in a house.
Please tell me this photo's upside down.
No, the staircase is upside down because for some reason the construction workers thought that's the way it's supposed to be. You can even see they put supports underneath the bottom stairs to hold it up as it was setting. So they put thought into this. You know, they're like, we're going to install this and make sure it's held up correctly while it's all set.
And you promise this isn't upside down. That's right, because all the building materials.
Yeah, look,
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
It's not upside down. That's tofu tray construction.
Oh my lord! It does look fun though.
Yeah, I guess you could try it. No, you would just fall off though. You'd have to put railings.
If you slid?
Yeah, you just fall off. It's not like in a cartoon where you'll just go around like
you could manipulate.
Oh, but that's not a slide. That would be a shuffle.
You would just fly up the side.
You would. You go. That's it, dude.
Actually, nothing would happen. You'd stick to the jagged concrete.
Exactly. You'd like cut your neck on that. Yeah, you see that overlap?
Oh yeah.
That wouldn't be fun. Yeah.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah, that is a shame.
Now the thing is, when you talk about construction workers in China. Of which I've met many, by the way.
Yes.
Face to face in confrontations because they're drilling in the middle of the night.
I've had a few confrontations myself. I think everyone in China has.
Yeah. Also met them in pleasant circumstances too.
Of course.
Had dinner with them
because they're like basically forced labor.
They are slave class people in China. It's unfortunate.
They're so disrespected.
They are kept on the construction sites in these shoddy sort of like. We'll show you a little bit of a taste.
Paid.
Very poorly paid.
Blackmailed.
Held there basically almost against their will until the job's done.
Yeah.
It's a very bad situation in China when it comes to manual labor. But they're very tough people. They're very...
tenacious.
Like, they do crazy things. You see them up there on a scaffolding or whatever with no safety equipment.
Balancing.
Yeah. It's a different thing. We'll do a whole video about it. But... some of them develop very good skills. We're going to show you one, which is actually looks incredibly cringe. And what he's doing is he's using his fingers to measure.
Yeah, it's like a level.
Yeah, it's like a little measuring tape.
Yeah.
He's like, I need these chops to be a few inches or whatever it is. So.
Whoa!
I cringe.
Whoa! I hope that's backwards, but it's not.
Nope. Still got his finger.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I got to say the skill, but also just the sheer balls to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about bad situations. Now, this, of course, is not... We're showing you a picture. This is not what you're going to find everywhere in China.
No, but I think it's indicative of something. So basically what happens is, look at these mass projects started. And they'll have these labor forces of thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, migrant workers coming in.
Yeah, and they don't have a place to live, right? A lot of these people, they don't have property.
Yeah.
So despite what you may have heard that everyone in China owns property and stuff, these migrant workers that live in the mountains of Guizhou do not have a property in Guangzhou, right, where they go work for a season and send the money back home. So what they'll do is they'll put them in these dormitories. And they, a lot of the hiring process for this low-cost labor is that, hey, we provide your food and we provide a roof over your head.
And that's something you have to bear in mind. There's a reason why Chinese people are very good at saving money. Yeah. And I found it very strange when I got to China that like a very low-end street sweeper or something would be able to save decent amount of money. And, I came from a Western situation where I was used to living paycheck to paycheck.
Sure.
And then you see somebody doing a very low-end job that actually has a decent amount of savings, or they're sending money back home or whatever.
Sure.
Figured it out. It's because if you go do like a slave labor factory job, they do take care of all of your expenses.
So you can be frugal.
Yeah, so basically...
When you say decent, I don't want people to misunderstand. When you're saying a decent amount of money, you're talking about like $1,000 a year.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Like some very low salaries.
I will posit it to you this way, that a lot of people in the Western world don't have $1,000 in the bank.
Yes, my point is that they're accustomed to a very high standard of living, almost luxurious.
Absolutely, and I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying I found it strange.
Yeah, strange. Yeah.
That people in the lowest rungs of society in China are still able to save a decent amount of money for China.
Yeah,
for China.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I just wanted some context.
Yeah. Of course. Like
these people are making like $500 a month.
You do have to understand that the circumstances under which they get their free accommodation and food are terrible.
Yes.
The sushis and the canteen that they go to.
Oh my gosh, and the hours?
Yeah. So they work their ass off. They go to a crappy little dorm where they have to share a bed, well, a room with like 10 other people, 50 other people if they're stacked this close together. It's the first time I've seen it this bad. Usually you got like 8 people in a room or something like that.
I had a Chinese friend that I spent so much time with. We were best friends, and I had spent so much time with them because we were always recording music together.
Yeah.
And I was like, it would just make more sense if we both split an apartment together.
Yeah.
It would just make more sense, right?
Sure.
But on his budget, like what he could afford, right? We were working around that, and we were looking what was within his price range, and it was shocking what like people that earn just average salaries have to live in.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
I've seen it. It's it's awful.
Anyway,
So,
this is like just sardines.
yeah.
It's nuts.
You don't want to be in this situation.
Imagine that. Just imagine trying to spend 10 minutes under that. It'd be torture.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
couldn't fit.
claustrophobic, you wouldn't. Yeah.
I'm not claustrophobic, and that would be bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, just to let you know, it's not all peaches and roses and whatnot.
Yeah, whoever got the top bunk is living large.
No, that'll be right
It'll
up
probably
against
be
the
against the
ceiling. It's probably
ceiling.
less space than
Built to the tolerance of the ceiling.
Exactly. Yeah.
Homelessness solved.
Yeah. Tourist sites in China sucks. Look,
Yes.
that's the Great Wall. Do you want to be there? That looks like it's going to collapse.
It is giving me PTSD.
If you're
You would be a
suicidal,
psycho.
if you're suicidal, you travel during the New Year.
You know, like a tribal skirt type of thing that men would wear that's not pants.
Okay, I don't like this guy already.
Okay. And then he like cried because of the sheer beauty and scale of the whole thing.
Wow. This just looks like depression hell right here. I wanted my money back. This is what you see. This has got to be like, look at what am I looking at here? This has got to be the most depressing thing in the whole world.
He really did just believe that Mao was God. And he gave me a shirt to put on, and I had to stand like that.
This is accurate though, because the only thing the Communist Party ever did was sit around.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked